And for like this must be like the third video where I've had to add something like this. I want to apologize for the video quality. I'm just watching it back right now, and the frame rates are extremely low. Like, I swear, like they're like 2 frames per second or something. So the video, the actual gameplay itself gets pretty choppy to watch. But and I actually don't have anything to say. I'm sorry. Hopefully I'll have a better editing software, like something that can actually handle 10-minute COD clips. But yeah, enjoy. So last night the Bulls played their first preseason game, and it was so nice just to see, the United Center again, just to see the Bulls playing again. It's been about 9 months since we saw like an actual Bulls game. And yeah, we lost by 20, but it's preseason. I don't know. I was on Twitter last night. I was arguing with this guy who said that Jim Boylen is better than Billy Donovan because of this one game that we lost to the Houston Rockets, who, by the way, played 2 months ago in the bubble. Yeah, he said that like Jim Boylen's better than Billy Donovan because Jim Boylen has championship experience as an assistant coach on the Hakeem-led Rockets and that Kawhi, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, insane Spurs team in 2014, right? Like, no, I mean, okay, that's besides the point. I just want to talk about how the game was because it was so nice to see everyone out there again, so nice to actually see Billy Donovan's system and everything. And I'll talk about both the Bulls and the Rockets. I'm not going to be like one-sided because it's fun to see the Rockets as well. John Wall and Boogie were actually insane. So I'll start with the Bulls because, they're my team. I have to talk about them. So they were good. Like, again, it is preseason, so like you saw, there was obviously there was rust, so that makes sense. I'm not stressed out because the Bulls lost a preseason game. They were playing like, I feel like, as good as they could have, considering they've had a week of practice and 9 months off of real, like 9 months, and before that 9 months without any play whatsoever, right? So they played as good as they did. They played as good as they could, I guess. People were really mad at Wendell for chucking threes, but I mean, that's a part of his game that he's working on this year. You could see there's some practice footage on the Bulls Twitter showing like Wendell just like draining threes. So it's good for him to get pregame experience or game experience shooting threes in a game that doesn't affect standings whatsoever, right? Patrick Will. Actually, I'll talk about the rookies a bit later. Kobe was pretty good. It is nice to see him. It felt like he did not miss a step whatsoever. Like he was pretty much taking control. Him and Zach LaVine were like not really taking control, but like they were good. Like I can't really. There's nothing to really say actually. Like considering that it's the Bulls' first game experience in 9 months, a 20-point loss is pretty good. So yeah. But I'll talk about Patrick Williams. He was so good. Like I'm not gonna go like full what do they call them, homers? I think, I don't know. I'm not gonna go full like reactionary fan here and be like, oh, Patrick Williams rookie of the year, Patrick Williams MVP, Patrick Williams the next Kawhi, as I've seen some people say, by the way. But he was playing pretty well. Like I believe his splits were like 55.6% or something. I don't know why I remember that number. And he's shot like 55% from the field. Yeah, Patrick Williams went 55.6% from off the bench, from the field. He didn't shoot any threes, but it was good to see him. Like, I think I'm just looking at the stats right now. He played 25 minutes and got 12 points, which is not bad at all for a rookie in his first game and in a preseason game too. Like our whole team was like playing good. Like, of course not at the level that we ended up clicking at, even with Jim Boylen, Egghead, as our coach last year, but like that those few games right before the NBA shutdown where Kobe White was like dominating, he won Rookie of the Month. Like, that is crazy. Like we weren't at that level, of course, but like you could tell that like we had the building blocks in place. The new guys too, Noah Vonleh especially, he was pretty good. I didn't think, or good, like he exceeded all the expectations I had for him. I just thought he would be like a kind of a role player kind of thing, like close out the game, or like just a big, just a backup big man. But he was pretty good. Look at the stats again. Total rebounds, he had 8 rebounds, which is really good. So I just wasn't expecting that, to be honest. And you can comment whatever, saying that I'm not good at, or I don't have basketball knowledge, but like I didn't really see Noah Vonleh, so it is a pleasant surprise. I mean, I just don't get the fans who are like already saying like blow everything up, because like I've seen people like that. I don't know if they're trolling or not, but like there are people who genuinely think this team is trash because they genuinely think he's trash because, or this team is going to be trash and terrible because we didn't win one preseason game against a Rockets team who was like been pretty much in sync because they played 2 months ago. Yeah, and again, like it'll be nice to see Garrett Temple. I think he's coming next game, or definitely for sure the game afterwards. Whatever, like the third preseason game, which is OKC. I mean, he's pretty old now, but like still a pretty good player. Same with Denzel Valentine. He's injured, but I think that's fine. He'll come back. Yeah, and then also there was Devin Dotson, but he didn't really make that much of an impact. Makes sense. Undrafted free agent. He has a 2-way contract anyway, so I think AK's plan, Acme's plan is to send him to the G League for a little bit, and then have him hone his skills there. And again, like really, I think the rookies also, like considering I'm pretty sure Patrick Williams was out even more than a few months, right? I'm not really sure about the college schedule, but I'm pretty sure like some of it was canceled at least. I know for sure March Madness was canceled, so the yeah, just the fact that like he was able to come back so dominantly, come back from a college hiatus, so not so dominantly, but like at an NBA caliber level, was really nice to see. And onto the Rockets, like they played pretty good. John Wall, and like this is the reoccurring message throughout social media, but he did not miss a beat at all. Like if you watched him play and you knew nothing about the NBA, you would not know that he was out for 2 years. Like that, he played very well. That John Wall Boogie connection from college has not been lost whatsoever. Like they were both playing really good. It is glad to see it is nice to see Boogie actually performing again. It is like what happened to him last season was tragic. Like he tore his ACL in preseason warmups. Like you don't want to wish that on anyone. So it is good to see Boogie back. Yeah, I don't really know the whole like Rockets history. Like I know there's that whole thing with James Harden. Apparently he might be back in time for because he had to test like negative 6 days in a row, test negative of COVID 6 days in a row after he like was absent from the team and all that. So there apparently I was hearing he might come back for tonight's game. Tonight as in like the Sunday night's game. I doubt it though. I don't think it's been 6 days since that whole thing happened. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think James Harden is playing this game, but it is still fun to see. Like you could like this Rockets team. If James Harden ends up getting traded, like they'll be maybe I'm not gonna say too early if they're gonna be a playoff team or whatever, but they'll be a solid team. Like as long as John Wall and Boogie stay healthy, it's like I said in that Russ Wall trade video from a couple videos back. Like they're fine. Like of course they're not gonna be as good as they were if James Harden isn't there, because James Harden is just an elite player, but he's still they're gonna be fine. Like yeah, it's just like I think like the overarching story with the Rockets isn't like are they gonna be good without James Harden, but where is James Harden going and what can they get back for him, so we'll see. I mean that's a pretty interesting storyline to follow. And yeah, I mean I don't really think I have anything else to say. It's just like literally like I said, the whole thing about the game was like Bulls are rusty. Just nice to see rookies out there. Nice to see the new coaching system. Again, like a lot of people are saying like, what is it? A lot of people are saying that Daniel Gafford kept falling down and that's why we need to cut him. It's the first game of preseason. If you're making assumptions on the whole season based on the preseason, then come on. I'm not even making any assumptions about Patrick Williams, about how he's going to play during the season. All I'm saying is that it is just nice to see him play at an NBA caliber level, or I guess a preseason NBA caliber level, but still on his first game back. So it's not really not that big a deal. Actually, there was something I wanted to talk about, which is like kind of unrelated, but like Chris Clemens, how much energy does he have? Like I wasn't able to watch the whole game. Like I was kind of tuning in and out because I was just doing something else at the time, but he was constantly trying to steal every single inbound and everything. Like he was running all around the court. Like that is insane to see again. I don't know anything about the Rockets that much. But I mean, it is kind of crazy to see him like just running around out there all the way around. But I mean, again, this is their first game without Russ since 2 years ago, or 2 seasons ago, I guess. But they look fine. Like, there's nothing really to say, I guess. It's just considering that the Bulls have played. This is their first game since March 12th, March whatever, right? And this is the Rockets' first game in 2 months. Like, there's a clear discrepancy there. And on top of that, like, I don't think anyone really seriously expected the Bulls to like actually make it to the finals or whatever. Like, we were a championship caliber team. Like, there's still some improving to do, but it is still nice to see, like, the Rockets are just a better team overall. They just have more skill. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll be back after the next preseason video, and see ya.